Okay, I think some people cannot see my screen. I'm going to share my whole screen. Okay. This is the ProtaStructure interface. So I've loaded the software on Prota details. So I've loaded the software on Prota details. So what I want to do now is let us auto generate. I only want to see the floor plan anyway. So under here, I'm going to remove every other members. I only want to see the first floor and the floor plan. So you can insert, we want to check something, you can insert quantity tables, you can insert model info, and then you use a scale of 1 to 50. So then you click on draw. So once you click on this, then you can click on any part on the interface for the software to draw the floor plan. So you can see this floor plan. This is the reinforcement detailing. So you can see this is what we have to generated details. And then you can see the bar bending schedule. So another thing that is missing in this detailing is the distribution bar. You can see that there is no distribution bar. The only reinforcement provided is reinforcement required from. We all know that the distribution reinforcement is also very important in our detailing. So because of that, I'm going to copy this plan. So in order to do the detailing here, so I'm just going to copy this just to the side this way. So this interface, you can actually use it like AutoCAD. You can use it like AutoCAD. So I'm going to remove this and I'm going to use the delete button. So some of the reinforcements, looking at this detailing, some of the reinforcements are actually properly done, but some are not properly done. For example, the top reinforcement along the continuous edges of all the beams, if you look at it, they are properly done, but the only issue there is they are repeated. You can see between panel 1 and panel 2, slab 1 and slab 2, we have a single bar, and then it is still the same bar from year to year. So it's repeated, so it's like repetition. So this one are properly done in terms of the length and then the position and then the cutting length. But the return length is where we have issues most of the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove some of this return length. Okay, I can remove all the reinforcements completely by right clicking. Okay, so there's no way we can select this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all the ones that I feel they are not properly done, like this one and their and their call outs. So I'm trying to delete. Okay, you can only select one based on this. Okay, so let me just use one as an example. Let me delete this one too. So I click on this and I remove this. Okay, so now if you want to first bar, which is the horizontal bar for here. So the first thing is you need to look at the dimension of the panel. So based on what we have here, the dimension of each panel is 5 meters. So it is dimension 5 meters. So the total length is 15 meters. and we know that the total length of our reinforcement is around 12 meters, or if you want to use a practical note, you can say 0.5 to be safe. So in order to draw any reinforcement bar, so what you have to do is we have draw here. So here you can use it to create items, but I don't want to go deeper into all, will not be too long. So, but let's just go to the main business. Reinforcement on this interface. We have two major methods. We have the insert using 2 points. The meaning of this is you specify where the reinforcement is going to start from and where it's going to end. The second one is to define using 4 points. Here you are going to insert the start of the reinforcement and where it ends. So that will guide you on the length. And then the remaining 2 points is going to show the call out. That is where the call out is going to start from and where the call out is going to end. So let me just demonstrate this. So using the 4 points, you click on 4 points. Then once you do that, this table is going to come up. So with this table, you can now generate your you can now choose the shape of your rebar. In order to choose the shape of your rebar, you click on this draw arrow button here. So once you click on it, you see different shapes of bars. So based on what you want to have here, what I need is something like this shape here. So I click on it, then the shape will come up. So once the shape come up, you can see the labeling of the shape. We have A, C, E, B, and D. So you'll be the one to define the dimensions. For now, if I want, you can see that once I move the reinforcement around, you can see it gives me the shape, but this is not entirely what I want. I want this reinforcement to cut across from grid line 1 up to grid line 3, so that we don't have to be cutting, we don't have to be repeating reinforcements. I want to combine two slabs together from grid line 1 to grid line 3. So what I have to do is I need to know the length. The length is going to be from here. So before you draw the bar, you can first of all measure the length you want. So in order to measure, you can use dimension. So we have different dimensions. We have vertical, horizontal. So let's go with horizontal dimension. So I want to draw my bar from here, from the start of the beam here to end here. So once I click that, so this is about 10.225. That is the length. But I know that my bar is not really going to start from this edge. I'm going to allow a cover of maybe 25. So that will be 10,200. So, and then another thing is, in order for us to know if the return length of this bar is not going to be up to 11 meters, so we can do, the return length is supposed to be 225 plus the extension. So the extension from this beam, from our slab detailing, you can take it as 0.15 times the length of this span, or 0.2. So if we use 0.15, so that should give us 0.15 times 5 meters. The span of this slab is 5 meters. So that should give us 750. So based on what we want to calculate, we already have 10,200. We have 750 plus is coming from here. So we need to include the size of the beam minus cover. So if we are using a cover of 25, so that is 225 minus 25. So that is 200. And then we anchor the bar back into the concrete in order to change a bottom reinforcement to a top. So that anchor is usually the size of the slab minus the top and bottom cover. So if you use a cover of 25, so that is 150, which is the size of the slab, minus cover of 50. So the total length of reinforcement is 11,250, which is less than 11.5 or 12 meters. We draw our bar to run from here to here. So in that case, that means bottom bar. This bottom bar we have here, I can remove it as well, so as to avoid repetitions. click on insert using 4 points. Then you click on this draw down arrow. Then you choose the shape of your, choose this. So I need to input the length of my A. The A is the total length of the bar. So in this case, I want it to be like I measured the other time, 10 200. That's what we measured for A. You can see A is the total dimension of the, I put in 10 200 here. And then the next one is B. This B is usually showing if you want to allow for lapping. So lapping for use 300 mm is usually, you can say 50D. So if you are using a bar diameter of 12 mm, that is roughly, I think that should be roughly 600. 600, yes, 600. You can use 600 for your lapping. So we put 600 here. So, and then for C, the C is the anchor back into the concrete to change bottom reinforcement to top. So from what we measured, the dimension is 100 mm. And then for D, D is the same thing as B based on this dimension. So I put 600 as well. And then E is my return length. My return length is 750 plus 750 plus what? 750 plus 200, because I have to remove cover from here. So that means I will have 950. So we've indicated the dimension. As you see, you can see that the dimension has changed based on what we've input. We now have a change in dimension. But you can do other things. You can come down here and then you come to usage. So under usage, you can change the usage of the bar. If it's a slab reinforcement, it's a beam, but I will just put it as general. You can change the diameter of the bar if you want it to be a 12 mm. But because on this design, I've already set the reinforcement for my slab to be 10 mm. So that's why I could not choose. So from your design settings, if you set 10 and 12, you'll be able to select whichever diameter of reinforcement you want from here. And then you can choose the cover. In this case, I want to use a cover of 25, not not 30. And then the quantities. So for the quantities, since we are using the 4-point generator, we'll be able to show the software where and where we want the bar to run from. So we don't need to input anything in the quantity. It will auto generate it by itself. Then we have the multiplier. That is, if you want the bar to be like, if you are detailing in a wall now, in wall detailing, whatever you put in one face, you put it on the other face. So this is what this multiplier is all about. So, and then if you want kinks, and then the layout, so all these things you can leave it. Then another thing is, this one is useful if you are working with with beams. So you can show the position. Maybe it's a top bar, it's a bottom bar, it's a side bar. So I'll just leave it as bottom because it's mainly a bottom bar. So these are some of the settings. So to place the slab, all I just have to do is look for a perfect place to place my slab. So let's say I place it here at the center here. You see, it shows me the start. So this is the start of the slab, where I want the slab to start from, and then the end. So the end is going to be here. I said it is 4 points. So I've clicked the start, I've clicked the end. I now need to show where and where I want my bar to run